I've had some strange things happen to me in my life, but I think this one tops the list. I don't even know if I should be telling you this, but something tells me I have to get it out. It started off like any other weekend night. I wasn't really in the mood to do anything crazy, so I figured I'd just stay home, have a nice long shower, and then maybe binge watch a show or something. I mean, it was a typical night, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't know why I remember it so clearly now, though, like every single detail is etched in my mind. Anyway, I got home, and the first thing I did was go to the bathroom because, showers are relaxing and all that. So, there I was, standing in front of the mirror looking at myself. I remember thinking how tired I looked, how the day had dragged on forever. I sighed, reached over and turned on the shower. The sound of the water hitting the tub was already starting to relax me. You know how it is. The steam was rising up, fogging up the mirror, and for a second, I just stared at it, my reflection slowly disappearing in the mist. I stepped into the shower and just stood under the water for a while. It was one of those moments where you lose track of time, The hot water was pounding against my shoulders and it felt good. The stress from the day was slowly melting away. It was like I was sinking into the water. My mind started wandering. Nothing special, just random thoughts. But soon I wasn't thinking at all. I was just there. After a while, I started washing up, shampooing my hair, all the usual stuff. I even sang a bit, some tune stuck in my head from the radio earlier, though I can't remember the words now. The sound of the water made everything else seem so far away, like the world didn't exist beyond the shower curtain. It was just me, the water, and the steam. But then something felt off. You know that sensation when you suddenly get chills even though you're in a hot shower? Yeah, that happened. It was like out of nowhere, this coldness hit me. I tried to brush it off, thinking maybe the water temperature had changed or something. I reached down to adjust the faucet, but when I touched it, the water was still hot. So why was I feeling cold? I brushed it off again. Maybe I was just imagining things, right? I continued washing my hair, my eyes closed because, shampoo burns when it gets in your eyes. But as I stood there with my eyes closed, I started to feel something else. This wasn't just cold, it was like I wasn't alone. You ever get that feeling when someone's watching you? That prickle on the back of your neck? Yeah, it was exactly like that. I froze for a second, my hand still in my hair. I didn't want to open my eyes, but something in me, call it instinct, made me do it. Slowly, I opened my eyes and there it was. At first, I didn't know what I was looking at. Above the curtain near the ceiling, I thought I saw something. It was just this dark shape like a shadow, except it wasn't in the shape of anything I recognized. Just a mass. I blinked, thinking it was just the steam messing with my vision. But when I blinked again, it was still there, and it was moving. My heart started pounding. I tried to tell myself it was just my imagination, that I was tired and the steam was playing tricks on me. But the more I stared, the more real it became. The shape started to take form. It wasn't just a shadow, it had a face. I swear to you, I saw a face. Pale, with these deep, hollow eyes staring down at me from above the curtain. It wasn't like a person's face. It was off. The features were too stretched, too long, like it had been pulled or distorted somehow. And those eyes were locked on me. Not blinking, not moving, just staring right at me. I couldn't move. I just stood there, water still running down my back, and stared back at it. I kept telling myself, it's not real, it's not real. But no matter how many times I told myself that, it wouldn't go away. It just hovered there, watching me. I don't know how long I stood like that, frozen. It felt like hours, but it was probably only a few seconds. My heart was pounding in my chest and my breath was getting shallow. I could feel the panic rising in me, but I didn't want to scream. I didn't want to do anything. I was just stuck. Then all of a sudden it moved. Not a lot, just a little. It tilted its head to the side, almost like it was curious, like it was trying to figure me out, and then it smiled. That smile, oh God, that smile was the worst part. It wasn't a normal smile. It was wide, too wide, like it shouldn't have been able to stretch that far. And its teeth were sharp. Not like vampire sharp, but jagged, uneven, like broken glass. It was like it wanted to tear me apart, with that smile. It then slowly moved itself out of sight. I don't know what came over me, but at that moment I snapped. I reached out and pulled the shower curtain all the way in as fast as I could, without leaving any gaps, like that thin piece of fabric could protect me from whatever that thing was. I backed up against the wall, my whole body shaking, and I just stood there, waiting for something to happen. I don't know what I was waiting for, but I was terrified. The water was still running, hitting the curtain, and all I could hear was the sound of it splashing down. My mind was racing, and I kept asking myself if I was losing it. Maybe it was just a trick of the light, or maybe I was overtired. But deep down, I knew what I saw. That thing was real. I stood there, pressed against the wall, for what felt like forever. Slowly, I inched my way toward the shower controls and turned off the water. The room was silent, except for the sound of my own breathing. I knew I had to leave the bathroom, but I couldn't bring myself to open the curtain again. I was too scared to see if it was still there, waiting for me. After what felt like an eternity, I gathered enough courage to push the curtain aside. My heart was pounding and my hands were shaking, but when I finally pulled it back, there was nothing, just steam and the bathroom, exactly how it had been before. I stumbled out of the shower, still wet, and grabbed a towel, my mind reeling. I kept looking around, expecting to see that face again. But there was nothing, no shadow, no figure, nothing. For the next few hours, I sat on my couch, staring at the bathroom door. I couldn't bring myself to go back in there. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that face, those eyes staring down at me from above the curtain. I didn't know what to do. I was too freaked out to sleep, too freaked out to even think straight. Eventually, exhaustion took over, and I passed out on the couch. When I woke up the next morning, everything seemed normal again. The sun was shining, the bathroom was just a bathroom, and I started to convince myself that maybe it was all in my head. But I keep thinking about those eyes, that smile, and the way it moved. I've tried to forget about it, but every now and then, when I'm alone, I feel that same coldness creep over me, like it's still watching me, waiting for me to let my guard down. So yeah, that's my story. I don't know what it was or if I'll ever see it again, but I hope to God I don't. And honestly, I hope you never experience anything like it either. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed these stories. If you did, check out more of my videos on the screens above or visit my channel for even more. Don't forget to subscribe for future updates. Stay safe and take care.